Hello and welcome to the Tiggy Team. I'm Tiggy, your host, and today we're going to be reviewing Ninjago Seabound, Season 15 of Ninjago. Let's get started. So I recently just watched Ninjago Seabound the other day, and it absolutely just blew my mind. It's one of my favorite Ninjago seasons, and I'm going to be going over like a couple reasons why Ninjago Seabound was so good. So the first thing I think is pretty obvious was the animation. The graphics and stuff looked absolutely insane. They were so good. So if you didn't know, Ninjago used to have like this other animation company called Will Film, and then after season 10, they got a new animation company called Wild Brain. And Wild Brain has made Ninjago look really, really good. And I don't know, the animation in this season was just so clean, smooth, and had very awesome colors, bright colors, and it just looked really good. And it didn't hurt the eye, it was very smooth and pleasing. So definitely the animation made it very good. And along with that, the action was some of the best action and fights that I think we've seen in Ninjago so far because of the animators. So they animated the action sequences and like fight scenes so well. They're so clean and like just the whole show just flows super well compared to how it used to. And the action is just phenomenal. Like Nia and her water power versus Wojira and Prince Calamar at the end there was just absolutely insane. It was a great fight scene. So the action is good. And then we have the plot. The plot is really, really good. So I can kind of do a little overview of the plot. So basically, Nia, who's the water ninja, her powers start going kind of like crazy and they don't know why. So then Master Wu tells them like that her powers, her elemental powers connected to a amulet. So basically Wojira. So there's two amulets, and Wojira, which is a basically like a snake serpentine thing, um, has like two amulets that are attached to her, and basically these people in the ocean were like messing with one of the amulets, which Nia's powers are connected to put it on Wojira, and it was like messing with their elemental power. So basically, the ninja team goes and they search for this place to figure out what's happening. And then they get there and they figure out what's happening. They get captured and a lot of stuff happens. They end up fighting them, and Prince Calamar basically like kills the king because he wants to become the actual king instead of the prince, and a lot of crazy stuff happens. But basically, Nia's powers start going crazy, and they're linked to Wojira, or the amulets. So, Wojira has one amulet right now, and she needs two to basically just wake up. And Prince Kalmar wants both of the amulets so he can basically awaken Wojira and take back Ninjago, which is like their rightful, like, I don't know, he thought that that's his right to the throne, is to basically take over Ninjago. So they go to the island of the Keepers, and then they find the amulet eventually, do some cool battles. They eventually get the amulet, and Prince Kalmar awakens Wojira. So Wojira goes to Ninjago City, and they basically go into this crazy final battle. So Nia sacrifices herself in this season. So Nia actually ends up dying in the end of this season. She sacrifices herself for the whole team. She basically taps into her elemental power and literally like becomes water, and then fights Prince Kalmar and Wojira, and basically saves all of Ninjago. But she basically died, which is pretty sad because Nia is a pretty cool character, and I definitely like her a lot more after this season for sure. So the plot was just really, really good. It was some of the best plot and some of the best direction we got. Sorry if how I explained it was kind of confusing. But it was a great plot. It was a lot of fun. And another reason is the characters. The characters are just so good in this season. We have great side characters. like Benthamar, Calamar, and the King. We've had great side characters, and it was just a lot of fun to see them. And I think the villain, Prince Calamar, was one of the best villains in Ninjago. He was scary, he had a good voice actor, he had a decent motivation. I feel like his motivation for why he was doing it could have been a little bit better, but it was still pretty good. And the villain was just so good. He was scary and he was not afraid to do a lot of things, and it was just fun to watch. And yeah, I loved his voice actor. It was awesome. So there are a lot of good characters. Benthamar ended up helping the ninja. So he's Prince Calamar's brother, and then he basically ended up helping the ninja because he didn't want Ninjago to be destroyed. And he had good intentions, and it was a lot of fun to see that side character, and hopefully we see him again in the future. I think we will. So we've had a lot of good characters. Of course, the characters, plot, action, and animation were really good for Ninjago Seabound. So that's just a couple of reasons why Ninjago Seabound is one of my favorite seasons and why it's just so good. And next we're going to be talking about the future of Ninjago. So what I think is going to happen next. So, of course, I don't know what's going to happen with Jay, obviously, because, like, he was engaged to Nia, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. I have a feeling that Nia might come back in a later season, but I'm not really sure. So Jay is probably going to be pretty sad about that, and then Kai is also Nia's brother. So Kai might get, he's probably going to be pretty sad, but my theory is that Kai might turn evil because of this. Like, he's had, like, anger problems in the past, as we've seen, and it's kind of just a big thing in the Ninjago community that Kai might turn sometime. So I really hope that he turns and he becomes, like, the villain, and then they have to stop him, and maybe Nia has to somehow come back and, like, stop Kai from destroying something. I don't really know. But that's my theory for what's going to happen in the future. Kai's going to turn evil, and Nia's going to eventually return to the ninja team somehow. I don't really know. So yeah, that is why Ninjago Seabound is one of the best seasons, and that is also the future of Ninjago, what I think is going to happen. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Kind of a different style here, just a review thing. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe to the Tidy Team if you haven't yet. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you for viewing. Goodbye, everyone.